Días a todos, ¿cómo están? Perfecto. Primero que nada, pues muchas gracias por asistir a este evento que hemos planeado, su evento, y también muchas gracias a todos los que nos acompañan de manera virtual. Me gusta comenzar diciendo esta frase: dicen que el futuro no se puede predecir, y yo no estaría tan seguro. Me voy a quedar en esa parte y al final de la presentación regreso y bueno, sacamos algunas conjeturas. Mi nombre es Franco Ramos, yo soy de Siemens, tengo el gusto de ser su anfitrión, el host el día de hoy, y hemos preparado para ustedes una agenda bastante importante. Hay una fecha que normalmente se espera de manera importante entre la comunidad de CAD, y desde luego me estoy refiriendo al lanzamiento de una nueva versión del software. Cada año es importante mencionar que se reciben directamente de ustedes cientos de solicitudes que proponen automatizar tareas comunes, integrar disciplinas de ingeniería o desde luego también resolver algunos posibles inconvenientes que tenga la solución. Este año no es la excepción. Cada una de las versiones tiene más de 150 mejoras tangibles y algunas otras que son de aceleración, de performance, de rendimiento, de apertura, que nos va a permitir tener la mejor experiencia, pero lo importante es que todas esas mejoras vienen directamente de ustedes. El día de hoy, bueno, pues como comenté, tenemos una agenda bastante dinámica, cargada de información para ustedes, en donde tendremos pues las mejoras, algunos highlights o los puntos importantes de la versión 2024. Tendremos desde luego también algunos espacios para poder hacer networking, platicar, tendremos bebidas, algo de comida. Tendremos también la participación de clientes que han depositado su confianza en nosotros para que puedan exponer directamente ellos cómo lo han hecho, cuáles han sido los retos, cuáles han sido los beneficios, cuáles son los siguientes pasos, y en cualquier momento pues también ustedes pueden tener una conversación con ellos de pues digamos de estos retos que se pueden presentar, que bueno, sabemos la industria cada vez es más demandante. Nosotros como usuarios pues siempre buscamos el mejor producto, el más ergonómico, el más eficiente, el más barato, y bueno, la industria es quien tiene que resolver esos grandes desafíos. Temas de colaboración, alianza, tenemos también representantes de Canacintra que nos van a también exponer pues por qué esta colaboración, cuál es el objetivo, cuáles son los beneficios. Tendremos obviamente el cierre, tendremos sesiones de networking y muy importante en la tarde tenemos hands-ons o talleres para aquellos que gusten pues ver un poco ya la herramienta en acción. Digamos, tenemos al ingeniero Juan Pablo Guillón, especialista en la solución, que nos va a ir mencionando cuáles son las ventajas, beneficios, el flujo de trabajo y también la parte de manufactura para poder pues llevar todas estas ideas a la realidad, ¿no? Maquinar nuestros diseños, ¿vale? Entonces, bueno, sin más, pues vamos a comenzar con esta sesión, para lo cual me gustaría que me ayuden a dar la bienvenida a Dan Staples. Tenemos equipo de Estados Unidos, el vicepresidente de Investigación y Desarrollo de Mainstream, y a Richard Ronels, el director de Desarrollo de Negocios América, para que nos ayuden a comentar pues estas mejoras y beneficios. Gracias.
Gracias. Thanks for coming. It's a pleasure to be here. I was also in Mexico last year, and it's a pleasure to be here again. I want to talk to you today about how to realize your digital transformation. So what is digital transformation? It's about bringing digital processes throughout your company to make your company more effective. But what it means can differ depending on the size of your company. When it comes to small companies, we had a survey done by a company called IDC, and they surveyed 415 small and mid-sized business manufacturers and said, what was important in your business? And we did this in 2017, and we did it again in 2021, and so we get to also see the trends that are occurring. And one of the things we saw, which we were really encouraged by, is that 72% of advanced small and mid-sized businesses believe that digital technologies level the playing field with their larger competitors. So we see that people are embracing digital transformation to transform their businesses. And as we go a little bit lower and dig into that data, we also ask questions about cloud and technology priorities. And fully 28% of people said that cloud was becoming important to their business. And not only that, they said within the next year, like 50% said that it was becoming important to their business. So you're going to see a lot of things from us where we're trying to connect people together to provide more collaboration. Because cloud is not the important thing. The important thing is the ability to collaborate together. And of course, cloud is the enabler of collaboration. And we see this with small businesses. We can even bring digital transformation to very small businesses like Plastic Fisher. So Plastic Fisher is a great success story of a startup that is creating products that keep trash in rivers from making its way into the ocean. And the results they saw are absolutely phenomenal through collaborating more effectively. 100% faster design and customization, and up to 75% time saved in manufacturing. But it's not just Plastic Fisher. We really have a great investment in small companies and startups. Another great startup is called $1 Glasses, right? And so $1 Glasses allows glasses to be created on machines and create the glasses for the price of $1. So we can bring it to any community around the world. And what's more amazing about $1 Glasses is that the machine doesn't require any electricity. So it can really literally be put in anywhere in the world and create eyeglasses for $1 a pair. Or Blue Flux Energy. They take bio-waste and convert bio-waste into reusable energy. And so this is another great example of how Solid Edge can be applied to startups and really in helping the environment. Now, the way we're able to help these companies and companies of all sizes is by our investment. So over the past several years, we've invested more than 10 billion euros, billion with a B, in bringing other companies into the Siemens portfolio. For example, bringing in Mentor Graphics, who have amazing electrical and electronics design capabilities, or Mendix, that allows you to pull together various parts of your operation easily in codeless dashboards. And not only we are investing in businesses and helping to make you more productive, we're also investing in the next generation of engineers. We've started a program we call Hour of Engineering, where we want to introduce to students in lower secondary school the notion of what do engineers do? What is it like to be analytical? How do you design products? Because we really want to feed that next generation of engineers so that all of us can have a more bright future. And all of this is enabled by Siemens Accelerator. Siemens Accelerator, it's an integrated portfolio of software services and an application development platform. And so it blurs the lines between what traditionally were in silos, mechanical, electrical, manufacturing, and it ties that all together in a seamless whole. And of course, Accelerator starts with Solid Edge. And I know that many of you in the room here are Solid Edge customers. And of course, Solid Edge is, of course, one of the best mechanical design systems in the world. But recognize that Solid Edge is so much more than CAD these days. So Solid Edge has tools for electrical design, for manufacturing, for simulations, or even creating publications. All of you are creating a lot of data, and you have to create user manuals, assembly manuals, maintenance manuals, all enabled through Solid Edge publications. And as you create all this data, you need to take care of it. You need to manage it, make sure the right people are using it at the right time. And so we also offer extensive products in the area of data management and collaboration. So let's talk then specifically about Solid Edge 2024, the latest release. It came out last fall. In general, you're going to see our releases come out in October of each year. Solid Edge 2024 from this past fall, and many customers are engaged with it already. We want to help you unleash the power of intelligent product design. And in Solid Edge 2024, there is so much to see. We're going to talk about it today, and you'll get an idea of many things it can do. But I would really encourage you to spend more time and study it, because there is a lot more to it than we can possibly even show you today. But a few highlights. Excuse me. 9x faster graphical performance. So if you're working with large assemblies take a lot of compute power, and you want to be able to work on them very effectively. 9x faster ability to, for example, rotate the model in a very, very large model. Or, of course, we know that AI is a popular topic these days. We have AI in our assembly relationships. We've spent a lot of time also on product manufacturing information, or bringing information into the model instead of the drawing, and be able to automatically dimension parts. And so we'll talk about many of these things today. Now, last year we had beta testing, and one of our beta testers is a gentleman by the name of Karsten at Foca. Foca makes packaging machinery that runs at amazing speeds. And of course, what he had to feedback is just that everything is faster, everything feels snappier, that throughout the product, everything feels better. And he really feels like that's an opportunity for his team to just be more productive. So this year, as we go through our demonstrations, we're going to be highlighting a customer, Subfina, who was gracious enough to share their data set with us. Subfina makes high precision machinery for super finishing, things like camshafts and such. And let's start with some productivity enhancements.
Thanks, Dan. If you look at some of the technology we're going to show you in terms of productivity, AI is becoming really prevalent in our industries. We're going to showcase some of those things in Solid Edge 2024 right now.
Maximize productivity and smart your design process. Maximize productivity and smart your design process with new artificial intelligence and user-driven capabilities in Solid Edge. Let's explore these enhancements with Solid Edge customer Subfina's Race Neo automated super finishing machine. We'll focus on the polishing tool and fixture for these high-performance motorsport roller bearings. By expanding the assembly features in Pathfinder, we notice a hole and cutouts were added at the assembly level and need to be completed with a round and chamfer. This can be solved by reordering the assembly features with the new, simple, drag-and-drop process that resembles reordering part features. This allows you to move the parent and child features together, keeping your model organized. The polishing tool has a 3D printed component that requires 2 holes to be added. To ensure appropriate fit and assembly for the 3D printed threads, we can define additional clearance values using the hole command. These values can be input at either a percentage or absolute value. By selecting percentage, the internal diameter will increase by a percentage of the nominal diameter, which is seen in relation to the sketch. We can also switch the option to absolute to enter a specific measurement. To finish off the assembly, a polishing tool can be added to the bottom of the cylinder. By adding a mate, planar align, and axial align with the hole, the component now matches the main assembly. Using the new Resolve Relationship Conflict dialog box, we can easily identify and suppress conflicting relationships to resolve them swiftly. This new tool helps streamline part placement and assembly relationships. Hovering over listed conflicting relationships in the dialog highlights them graphically. One or more relationships can be suppressed at a time until the requested relationship turns green. The improved Replace Part command leverages artificial intelligence to predict solutions for replacing a single component occurrence constrained to a neighboring component within an assembly. The AI predictions support planar and axial line relationships and present the solutions in a secondary dialog, allowing users to preview and select the most suitable option before executing the replacement. Enhancements to the variable table filters provide quick and easy access to filter options, resulting in an efficient experience that reduces both time and mouse clicks. The variable table can be used to reposition the polishing tools and ensure they will contact the bearing in the correct locations. With numerous variables in the assembly, the results can be filtered by user-created, system-created, or both. Another great option for filtering is to only view variables relative to selected components. This makes it easy to find the swivel angle variable and make a change. The vertical height of the polishing tool can also be changed by updating the NC axis value. Continuing to smarten your design process while maximizing productivity with AI and user-driven enhancements, Solid Edge. Unleash the power of intelligent product design.
I think one of the key things you should take away from this is the ability to use artificial intelligence to help 3D print threads. Okay, that's very difficult to do. It's a different process than it is with actually machining threads. So there's a new technology that allows you to quickly do that and make sure that your designs are on point. Also clearance values, you saw the tables and the things that you can customize to enable you to be more productivity-wise in terms of your product development cycles. Again, with artificial intelligence, you can intelligently identify areas and make suggestions on how to improve your designs very quickly and efficiently. You can predict solutions, whether you can predict one or have multiple solutions you can look at and evaluate. And finally, we support parts from a standard set of libraries or user-defined libraries as well. Okay, David at Ariel, basically said, this new Solid Edge 2024 allows you to get to the fun stuff more faster. So a lot of the tedious work that you used to do is now automated, or the availability of automation through AI allows you to do things faster. And according to him, the fun stuff faster. So that's important.
With Solid Edge, you can enhance your product design process while automating and simplifying workflows to maximize productivity. Locating just the right part has never been easier. Search wildcards are supported in parts libraries, model view palettes, and the assembly pathfinder. These wildcards provide flexibility when searching, allowing you to match and retrieve parts based on partial or uncertain terms or variations in spelling in your query. Search results display subassemblies and parts in various shades of green for easy identification. With expanded family of parts options, flat patterns can now be included while working on sheet metal parts, containing all the information you need to create drawings or annotations. Once we define the new members, we can see options to capture sketches, file properties, and variables. Further enhancements to family of parts include the ability to set individual material properties per member, as well as control the suppression states of sketches and etches. Selecting a specific member shows the material change alongside different etches specific to each member. Greater control of selecting objects has been added with the polygon and lasso selection fence options. This makes many common workflows much easier, like resizing holes. Using the lasso selection option, we'll select the desired holes and change the size with ease. Polygon and lasso selections are available within the part, assembly, draft, and subdivision modeling environments. Many designs require handed parts. These symmetrically opposite parts are identical, mirrored copies of one another. A new streamlined workflow makes it easier and faster to create these left-right-handed parts that can remain associative to the original part if needed. With the selection of a mirror plane and quick save, our new handed part is immediately available for use. And the best part of using the Save as Mirrored command? All the features used for creating the sheet metal part are carried over, minimizing errors when making downstream design changes. The display of bend center lines in the flat pattern environment is now supported within the sheet metal environment. Color coding defines the bend direction. Up bends are displayed in blue, and down bends in green. The color and style of center lines can be easily modified to suit your company's standards. In Solid Edge Express Route, multiple pipes and tubes can now be automatically trimmed with the help of the trim command. In this example, after turning on the clipping planes, we can see there is overlap between the main tube and the 3 cleaning tubes. We can trim these tubes so they join together seamlessly with just a few simple clicks. By selecting the primary and secondary tubes, the Trim Tubes command intelligently cuts holes in the main tube to the outside diameter of the secondary tubes and trims the 3 cleaning tubes to fit. Another new capability in Solid Edge is the Recent Documents Preview. where we can easily select the part we'd like to work on without leaving the design environment, saving time and energy. This sheet metal part requires some modification, the addition of several punch slots. 7 construction bodies have been placed in the sheet metal part to represent the punches used to remove the material. Using the subtract command, we can select the main target body and then quickly and easily choose the solid bodies as the tool step, all within the same window. Unwanted regions left behind as a result of this subtract operation or disjoint regions can be intelligently identified and automatically removed. Hiding the construction bodies, we can see all the internal disjoint regions within the sheet metal part have been removed.
That I wanted to point out to you. When you mirror the part or image the part, not only are you just imaging the geometry, but all the history that's with that geometry. So it's quickly editable. Looking through the history tree, you can find it very fast. So it allows you complete flexibility. So you're not just copying and pasting. It allows you complete flexibility on that mirrored part. It's also important to understand that the ordered parts and the sequence parts can be leveraged together, as well as the right-handed and left-handed parts. So the technology that you're seeing here in sheet metal is a huge improvement. Second, the trim tube command, it seems like a small thing, but if you're doing a lot of tubing and a lot of trimming, it's a huge time savings. Also, reordering of assembly features, it speeds up your workflow and your process. And that's the important thing, is making you more productivity-wise than you were previously. So Siemens, David at Kaiser basically said, we're listening. I mean, they love us. They think we're doing the right things by them. We're listening to what they have to say. We're implementing those changes. And Dan's team is actually, and Brian's team is actually implementing these changes. So a lot of these things comes from customers. So keep those requests coming in.
Yeah, and we do love to listen to our customers. That's why we're here today, as well as talking to you. We want to hear from you. So during the breaks and such, we'd love to talk with you and learn more about what you'd like us to do to make your business more productive. Next up is best-in-class large assemblies. So I think probably the people in this room know that Solid Edge is really the best in the world at large assemblies. We can do massive assemblies. We, for example, have customers who build cruise ships, the largest cruise ships in the world. They have over 1 million parts in them, and a part is like an air conditioner that itself has hundreds of parts in it. So we can do massive assemblies, but we're always trying to make it faster. And we've succeeded in making it up to 9 times faster. So what you see in the video here, we actually have 6 Subfina machines, 6 bulldozers, 7 helicopters, and that's how big we can go. And you can see it's fully dynamic. So up to 9 times faster. The larger the assembly is, the faster it will be in 2024 versus 2023. And again, customers see this and appreciate this. Hatch builds mining equipment, so they have massive, massive assemblies. And it's just much faster to load, it's easier to work with, and it's really going to increase their productivity by as much as 30%, which is a huge number as you run that across a team of hundreds of engineers. We also worked quite a lot on our view styles. So as you see here, you can visualize your assemblies in real-world environments. And what's cool here is you can see that as you rotate, the environment is kept in context, so it really looks real-world. We've also implemented a bunch of new types of shading styles.
All right, design configurator. I'm bringing real-time configuration. This is really important if you do a lot of family of parts, conveyors, ladders. We're going to show you some really cool technology here that'll help you speed your growth.
Solid Edge continues to improve your product design, bringing you real-time product configuration. With new enhancements in Solid Edge Design Configurator, you can automate your designs, reduce product development time, and shorten order lead times and time to market. New pre-configured models allow you to quickly and easily place intelligent datasets for ladders, conveyors, and enclosures directly into your design. The ability to customize fully configured sub-assemblies inside the main assembly helps simplify workflows and improve productivity. In this example, a fully configured ladder assembly is being modified directly within the main assembly environment. There's no need to go back to the sub-assemblies and configure them individually, saving you time and energy. A secondary ladder is needed to complete our design. With the new call sub-assembly command alongside the place part model and leap action commands, full sub-assemblies can be placed and configured right on the spot to help boost design speed. After placing the ladder, we can customize the length. Due to the intelligent model's rules, a second section and a middle group are also added. To finish up the assembly, we need to add a final cap. The cabinet can quickly be customized inside the main assembly with the necessary dimensions and colors to fit our needs. With access to fully configured datasets such as ladders and cabinets, it has never been easier for customers to get started with Solid Edge Design Configurator. A new workflow model action category in Solid Edge Design Configurator allows users more freedom for grouping model actions and looping. Using the new workflow model actions, brand new assembly lines can quickly be built with ease. Here, vase conveyors and other necessary components are being added to create the new assembly lines. Solid Edge Design Configurator can automatically calculate the number of conveyors and other components needed to match user specification. By defining the length, the software automatically determines the number of conveyors needed within the specified distance to complete the line. With the last machine added, the new assembly line is finalized and ready to be used. The new ability to read from Excel files and external databases for input data and model actions allows you to automatically complete assembly lines at a fraction of the time. By reading the necessary conveyor placement data from an Excel file, the software instantly configures and completes the assembly line with just one click. Solid Edge Design Configurator helps automate your designs, reduce product development time, shorten order lead times and time to market, and unleash the power of intelligent product design.
We went through that pretty quickly. I mean, there's a lot of things, but that's to unpack there. But think about if you do conveyors like this image here, or you do a ladder, and you do that consistently, the ability to quickly create and actively create an assembly or a parts list for those products or that assembly that you're doing is invaluable because it's a time saving. You don't have to say how many support structures are holding that conveyor belt up, or I need this bend to go there. It'll automatically do that for you based on the parameters you set. So if you have a standard that you operate to, you can actually create that in and build it in. So the next time you're creating those whether it's in this case a conveyor belt or a ladder system, it'll automatically build that for you and the appropriate assembly and parts list. It can also handle very complex. You saw some of the things we were doing. Complex, production. Design Configurator allows you to really quickly develop, and not only develop the product or the assemblies and the parts, but also the parts lists.
What's great about this that we're seeing right now is that this is a web browser. So understand that a configurator, the way it works is you have your senior engineer makes rules about how products are put together. When the conveyor's 6 feet long, I need it to have 4 feet, and when it's 12 feet long, it has 8 feet, or whatever it may be. But then you can actually then have junior engineers or even sales engineers interact with it to do the designs. And so what you're seeing here is a web-based interface where the configurator rules have already been set. But now thoroughly just inside a browser, people can configure systems. Sales engineers can configure systems, for example. This is definitely a product I suggest you take a serious look at because I think it can save you a lot of time and money. So as we saw before, the folks at Ariel, they make very large propane compressing stations. So if you see one of these stations where they're storing propane and compressing propane, they make very large assemblies. And because they make them in various sizes, again, the design engineer, the lead engineer can define the rules, and then they can configure them very, very quickly. Okay, next up is model-based definition. This is a really important area that I want to talk about. And it has to do with moving engineering intelligence up into the model itself. So if you think about it for just a second, and you say, I have a 3D model, and it's the digital twin. It is everything about the model is there. Well, that's not really true, because if I ask you what's the tolerance on that hole, you'll say, oh, I don't know. Let me go look at the drawing. And then you get out the drawing, and the tolerance is on the drawing. So you have the information split between the model and the drawing. The notion of model-based definition is to move all the information up into the model and then simply extract it to the drawing. That way, everything's in the model. It is the one single source of truth. Very important trend in industry to do this. And so if you aren't looking at model-based definition yet, I think it's something you need to be getting on the road to as part of your digital transformation. Well, let's take a look at it.
Intelligently define and annotate 3D models while better conveying design intent for downstream manufacturing processes with the new Solid Edge Advanced PMI and model-based definition capabilities. The improved auto dimension tool in Solid Edge Advanced PMI can be used with 1 or 2 datums for more freedom while automatically dimensioning turned parts. Using the new recent documents preview will open another bracket that's been partially dimensioned. With the new Dimension Checker command, quickly and easily identify the constraint status of features and parts. The model is automatically color-coded with feature IDs, informing you of the constraint status of features and if they lack any tolerance information. In this example, the slot and holes are under constraint, and as a dimension is missing a tolerance value. By adding the necessary tolerance, Dimension Checker will instantly update with the new status, and the Auto Dimension tool will automatically add the missing location dimensions for the holes, improving creation speed. The improved Auto Dimension tool also includes stack dimensions and callouts for slot and oval cutouts. Features chosen in the selected primary, secondary, and tertiary planes can be auto-dimensioned instantly, and you can now automatically dimension location and size callouts for your created slot and oval cutouts. The Common Model Views command allows users to create common model views automatically with the existing PMI. With the required views selected, Solid Edge automates view creation. Applying section views to a model view is easy with the enhanced vertical command bar that can be launched from the Model View palette. These easy-to-use command bars make editing model views simple, like adjusting the render mode as we see here. To clean up the PMI dimensions, we'll run the enhanced Arrange Dimensions command, which provides the ability to arrange coordinate dimensions alongside the linear dimensions. The Update Model Views automatically updates all model views when the model changes or PMI is added or removed. Auxiliary plane indicators can be added, giving you more freedom to annotate the models based on ISO or DIN standards. Convey design intent for downstream manufacturing processes with 3D PDFs that can be published using templates. You can now export PMI views with selected section views and render styles to the 3D PDF, including those created with single planes, to streamline the delivery of relevant design information. With new PMI face association, parent faces and section views are automatically highlighted when they are selected in the 3D PDF. For assemblies, 3D PDF documents can contain an interactive parts list. On selection, parts are highlighted in the list and graphics window. Associated properties such as author can also be included. STEP, AP242, and JT files can also be generated and added as attachments within the 3D PDF. Interoperability enhancements allow your Solid Edge files to look the same when opened in other Siemens Accelerated Portfolio solutions such as NX. The improved PMI association and support for various PMI data provide increased connectivity for downstream applications. Visit the Discovery Center in Solid Edge to get your free 30-day trial for the Solid Edge Advanced PMI. Trials for other add-on products are also available. With Solid Edge Advanced PMI and Model-Based Definition, you can intelligently define and annotate 3D models, better convey design intent for downstream manufacturing processes, and unleash the power of intelligent design.
Okay, so you saw quite a lot there, but I want to point out a couple things to you. First of all, you're going to hear these acronyms and wonder what they are. You're going to hear people sometimes say MBD. That's model-based definition that we're talking about. And then she probably said 10 times PMI. That's 3D dimensions, product manufacturing information, but it's basically 3D dimensions, geometric tolerances, that kind of stuff. So you hear people in the industry talking about PMI. Do you have PMI in your model? Product manufacturing information, 3D dimensions. The other thing, though, that I want to be very clear on is that you see where we're putting the information in the model, and then you saw where we produce a high-quality 3D PDF. And that's a direction that leading-edge companies are going, but I want you to understand that Solid Edge is not going to force you there. I think it's very important you start moving your information into the model, yes, but still creating drawings. We're not going to get rid of drawings anytime soon. It's going to take... I joined the industry in 1984, and drawings were going away. So that was 40 years ago. They'll be going away for a very long time, and we're going to support you in your drawing creation process. But some leading-edge companies are starting to move to 3D PDF, and that's something you can explore. But a few things you saw. One is auto-dimensioning, so we have the ability to put the dimensions on the part automatically. And this dimension checker is really very interesting because if you think about a 2D drawing, we can't really know whether you have enough dimensions on there, correct dimensions. But if we do it in the 3D model like we did, we can analyze it and say, you're missing a dimension. You don't have enough dimensions on this. You have too many dimensions on it. So it's a real value add putting them in the 3D model. We also did some great work just on the dimensions layout themselves. So for example, the ability to automatically jog. Ken at Pella makes some of the best windows in the world, a great Solid Edge customer for many years. But just the ability to arrange the dimensions very quickly and automatically is very valuable. Now, as I mentioned, we're not going to force you to go do 3D PDFs, right? If you want to create drawings, that's great. But if you want to start moving forward to 3D PDFs, we've continued to enhance that as well. And so we're exporting with section views. We're able to highlight the faces between the view and the PMI themselves, and several other things. So we're going to continue to push this forward. And of course, folks at Kaiser actually makes compressors. So as you hear, many of our customers are very industrial in nature. Kaiser makes compressors, and they're really on that leading edge trying to go paperless. It's a goal that's taking a lot of time to get to, but they hope to be there someday. And they spend a lot of their time doing the printing and organizing, and they hope to get away from that with the new Solid Edge capabilities. Okay, next up is Solid Edge SaaS. So first of all, again, another acronym. We love to talk in acronyms in our industry. So software as a service. So software as a service, most often associated with cloud-based technologies, but software as a service. So let's take a look at what we can offer here. So this is what you're seeing here is called Team Set or Share in the context of Solid Edge. And so it's the ability to keep your data organized and access it easily, and share the data and collaborate with others easily. One of the things you're going to see is that it's deeply integrated into the Solid Edge UI. So here we are with the component we had earlier, where we were needing to put in place the two holes that we were then going to go 3D print. So we're going to do that. But we don't work in isolation, and more so than ever, we're collaborating with all our colleagues. So how do we do that? First of all, we have to be able to check in and check out parts. That's supported natively in Solid Edge to make sure someone's not using a part or editing a part that you want to. And then we access Team Set or Share, where we can easily create projects. So an engineering organization is about more than just the 3D models. You have to make projects and keep track of things. You can easily take your data from Solid Edge and you can synchronize it to a cloud-based storage fully securely. So here we're going to use the pack and go tool, where we'll be able to pack and go this, put it all in the same place, and automatically synchronize it to the cloud. Here we are looking at the data stored in the cloud, and we want to be able to share it with somebody. So the cloud is the great enabler of collaboration, and we can share in many ways. We can say they're the owner of the project, they can only look at it, they can look at it and edit it. There's several different settings there. One of the things you may want to do is to mark it up and say, hey, well, we put these holes in, but I need you to check this. So let's make a markup. And you can see this is all happening in the context of the Solid Edge UI. Make sure the spacing's right, save that markup. And someone else just on a web browser, no Solid Edge at all, can review that markup and make that check, maybe an engineering manager. So this ability to collaborate is very, very important. We also have the ability to assign tasks and to keep track of those tasks. So here we say it's a medium importance task, it's due at a certain time. And then I might want to assign it to a certain person and say go. I can then have that, keep track of those tasks and how they're coming along in what we call a Kanban board. So the ability to see what's in progress and what needs still to be done and so on. So if you haven't looked at the collaboration tools in the newest release, I suggest you do so. Team Set or Share is what you'll see is the technology we're using to do this. So Team Set or Share is fully embedded in Solid Edge, and it's something that comes when you get a Solid Edge SaaS subscription. Team Set or Share is included. It's available anytime, any place, any device. So it's purely web browser based. So as I said, that markup, you could get out your cell phone and look at that markup right now. We also enhance the onboarding of Share, so the ability to get folks on and administer the accounts. We also support much larger files, up to 500 gigabytes. Not something you're probably going to run into here, but in simulation, fluid dynamics and such, you can run into very large files. And we've added some options because as bigger companies need more storage, we're able to provide that to them. And we see that the folks at Sunny Bay Design are already achieving the benefits of this. They have some very large files, and they were actually using another tool. I'm not going to say whether it was Dropbox or Google or whatever, but one of the big tools. And Solid Edge is actually able to do that faster, Team Set or Share, than the other competitors. As I said earlier, though, we work a lot with small businesses. Craig Hall is a small business that makes off-road racing trucks. And they're able to, for example, here he is on his iPad, able to explode the assembly and look at it. And they've had really great results using this technology, up to 25% acceleration in product revisions and 80% reduction in time to share designs. And it's important to understand that if you buy Solid Edge as what's called Solid Edge SaaS, then this just comes with it. It's not something you have to pay extra for. It's something that's built in.
Right. Thanks, Dan. And just as a reminder, that's not just the Solid Edge 2024. We've had, share around for a couple of years now. So if you've had SaaS as a Solid Edge, as Dan mentioned, you currently have this product in your toolbox. So let's talk a little bit about simulation enhancements. We've increased the speed, the performance, and the ability to quickly and reliably check data and perform simulation.
Increase your simulations performance of the light. New enhancements in Solid Edge simulation. Instantly import solid temperature results from SimCenter FlowEFD for Solid Edge into a static simulation study with the new Import Solid Temperature command in Solid Edge simulation. In this example, the results of a FlowEFD simulation in a heat exchanger and the temperature distribution of the fluid flow on the parts are shown here. Switching to Solid Edge simulation, we already have a study created with all constraints but without any loads. Using the new Import Solid Temperature command, we can set the load for our simulation study and start the solve. The Solid Edge simulation study processes the results from FlowEFD and solves the calculation. Viewing the results, we see high stresses in the parts as a result of the temperature loads. Interoperability between Solid Edge simulation and SimCenter FlowEFD for Solid Edge enables you to find the thermal stresses and deformation in solids, helping understand part behavior and avoid failures long before real products are manufactured. The option to apply force to any given point in Solid Edge simulation grants you greater control and flexibility in your simulation studies. In this example, a study has been created to show what happens when the component is put under an internal pressure. To run further analysis and determine additional loads, we will define an additional sketch point to add force to. The user-defined point option allows you to select any 2D or 3D point on the component and apply a specific force. We'll set the force direction, solve the study, and then review the results. The enhanced mesh quality checks in Solid Edge simulation can automatically analyze and identify poor quality areas in complex mesh models. The check quality command instantly identifies and highlights the poor quality areas in the generated mesh. With the intelligent mesh quality checks, you can easily find the problematic areas in the mesh and fix them early on in your workflow, significantly decreasing errors. Continue to increase your simulation speed, meshing performance, and reliability with Solid Edge simulation and unleash the power of intelligent product design.
Okay, you saw a couple of things there, but I want to point out a few things. One is the ability to bring in thermal and flow analysis directly into Solid Edge and view that data natively. The other is the ability to manage the fidelity of your simulation by the enhanced meshing commands. That's a huge value because it allows you to determine what the fidelity of your mesh model is. So when you're doing simulations, which you can do inside of Solid Edge, it allows you to manage that and put the correct types of performance and values that you need for your part.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things you see is that many companies that are doing simulation are trying to do more multi-physics kind of simulation where you may have fluid flow, but fluid flow causes certain pressures or temperatures. Those fluid flow pressures or temperatures then cause certain stresses. So you want to be able to tie all that together in a seamless whole, and we can offer that with Solid Edge 2024. So let's take a little bit of a look at interoperability enhancements because you don't always use Solid Edge only. Sometimes you're using Solid Edge in the context of other systems as well.
Engineering complexity explodes as products become more complex, product cycle times become shorter, markets and manufacturing go global, and customers demand more choices and customization. Companies need a solution that enables them to manage this complexity, from product inception through manufacturing, in a simple way that enables reuse and commonality and eliminates engineering cycles on products that will never be offered on the market. Teamcenter and Solid Edge are industry-leading solutions that address these challenges with tight integration. This hand drill assembly has been configured with product family members using Teamcenter Product Configurator. We're seeing the full 150% bill of materials, and if needed, we can apply a variant which updates the bill of material accordingly. In this case, the hand drill has been configured with 3 variants. Once opened in Solid Edge, we get the options to load a 150% unconfigured bill of material, or we can select a product variant which loads a 100% bill of material. We'll select the standard basic variant in the product family and load it in Solid Edge. All the components associated with this variant are loaded. We can verify this by expanding the subassemblies to visualize the components associated to this standard variant. The list of product variants defined in Teamcenter can be viewed, and the active variant currently loaded in session is highlighted. This information is synchronized between Teamcenter and Solid Edge. We have full control over whether we want to load a different variant, load more than one variant to provide us with a 120% bill of material, or load all variants to create the 150% bill of material. If needed, we can edit and move the components as we have read-write access. We'll load the gold variant, then edit the battery subassembly to make some changes. Here, we'll reposition the label component in the correct location using the appropriate assembly constraints. On clicking Save, the change is updated and synchronized back to Teamcenter. We can create a new drawing of a loaded assembly variant or an unconfigured assembly. Here, we already have a drawing associated with the loaded variant. As the gold variant is loaded and active, let's open the associated drawing. The drawing is out of date with a recent change, so we'll update the drawing. As you see, the drawing views are updated to reflect the changes, and this data can be saved back to Teamcenter. Back in Teamcenter with Active Workspace, let's create a new product variant. Features defined in the configurator can be used to define variant content such as bills of material and CAD designs. It's an easy process. We can select the features from different functional members to define the new variant and provide a unique name. You can then validate the variants against the rules. We'll name this variant Diamond, which will be new to the product panel. As we switch back to Solid Edge, the new variant is shown in the variant configuration dialog and is ready to load instantly. These variants can be loaded in the session for design review, visualization, or an interference study. With seamless integration between Teamcenter and Solid Edge, you can build your products faster to meet your customers' requirements.
Yeah, so Solid Edge has a great integration with Teamcenter, and it allows us to take advantage of all the rich functionality that Teamcenter offers. We've embedded it fully in Solid Edge, so it just feels like one seamless whole. And one of the areas you saw earlier was design configurations in Solid Edge. Other companies who are using Teamcenter want to manage configurations in Teamcenter itself, and so you can create the variants in Teamcenter and use those directly in Solid Edge. We also did a lot of work on interoperability with our sister product NX and downstream products. So for example, we talked earlier about PMI. Does anybody remember what PMI means? Product Manufacturing Information. That's the 3D dimensions. Those transfer between Solid Edge and NX very seamlessly now, which is great. Often you want to take the Solid Edge information over to NX, and maybe you want to use a program a coordinate measuring machine automatically. Well, how do you do that? You can do that by transferring the PMI automatically. And not only is Solid Edge integrated with NX, it's integrated with the whole portfolio, the whole accelerator portfolio. And so we integrate with other applications like factory management and so on. And we continue to add more integrations to the Teamcenter Share functionality you saw, including our TechPubs product and our Solid Edge Inspector product that inspects drawings automatically. Those are both now integrated with Teamcenter Share. And you can see that larger customers are leveraging our products together. For example, Group SEB, they make kitchen appliances like Tefal, Molinex, All-Clad. Many of the products you might have heard of that you use in your kitchen are made by SEB. And SEB uses both Solid Edge and NX. They feel like they are very future-proofed in that as they use Solid Edge in our products. If they want to expand, if they want to do a different application, it's super easy to do. Solid Edge interacts with the rest of this accelerator portfolio. Next up is translation and migration. So we recognize that many people coming to Solid Edge are coming from another CAD system, let's say SolidWorks or Inventor. And they need to bring their data across, but they need to bring it across very intelligently, and they want to interoperate with it. So let's talk a little bit about how that's done. First of all, we have a technology we call CAD Direct. So if you're used to working with other systems, and everyone in this room has to work with some other system, you're going to get data from STEP, you're going to get data in NX format, you're going to get data in SolidWorks format. And in the past, what you had to do was to keep track of the different files. In other words, let's say I get in a SolidWorks file. I used to have to read that into Solid Edge, save a Solid Edge file, and then use that Solid Edge file in an assembly. So now I got the SolidWorks file, the Solid Edge part file, and then the assembly file. You don't have to do that anymore. There's no intermediate file. So for example, let's say I get this SolidWorks file. I can just use it in the assembly directly. I don't have to do any translation at all. So if it's updated by your supplier, it's updated automatically, no intermediate file. We had first introduced this for Inventor, PTC, CATIA, ASUS, vice versa. We had these before, and we've now added Inventor, PTC, Creo, CATIA, and ASUS. We've also improved our migration because as customers come to us from other systems, they want to be able to bring their data with them. So I know many customers here in the room are already Solid Edge customers, but perhaps you're working with suppliers who have not yet figured out that Solid Edge is the best system in the world. You can help them figure that out. And when they come to Solid Edge, we are able to bring across the data more effectively than any other system. We can bring across assembly constraints, we can bring across associative drawings, we can bring across all the things you need to be productive. So we worked on that a lot, but we always continue to work on, for example, 2D DXF export, because that's just the way people communicate in 2D is DXF, and we've worked on that and improved that as well. Now, we've been talking a lot about what's over here, Solid Edge, and the design and analysis and all that kind of thing. But we recognize, and particularly here in Mexico, that a lot of your business is manufacturing. What about that side of your business? So let's talk about that for a minute.
Thanks, Dan. Let's talk about manufacturing. Siemens has some of the best NC programming tools on the planet. And let's talk about how we're helping to streamline that process for manufacturing from design to shop floor.
Solid Edge CAM Pro improves productivity by enabling artificial intelligence to present the machining options that are used most frequently with AI-assisted operation editing. The prediction node will guide you through the operation editing process. Suggestions will be made based on the machining application and your programming style. Over time, the prediction tab will contain the items you most frequently edit, making it the go-to spot in the operation. No more hunting for options, as the AI assistance is customized for each user based on your preferences. With auto-generate for simple turning operations and certain 2.5-axis operations, you no longer have to generate the operation. As soon as enough parameters are available to calculate the toolpath, the Solid Edge CAM Pro takes care of it. This makes NC programming faster, allowing you to review the results quicker. Similarly, any changes that require recomputation are automatically performed. See the latest results as soon as the parameters are changed. Prime turning by Sandvik increases productivity by removing more material in a shorter amount of time, enabling faster speed and increased tool life. Using either Sandvik Prime Turn A or B turning tools, we can quickly, efficiently, and safely remove the material from this undercut. Notice how smooth the entrance and exits are, which produces less stress during the cutting and helps the inserts last longer. 3D adaptive roughing provides the most efficient rough machining possible. It reliably and dynamically checks for tool holder collision when the tool moves within a region or across multiple regions. Toolpath generation is faster, bottom-up cutting has been enhanced, and a top-off flat faces option has been added for faster throughput. The Cloud Connect tool library, as the name implies, stores cutting tools in the cloud database for easy access. Tools and holding devices can be easily searched, downloaded, and modified. Immediate access to cutting tool vendors is also available from the same location. Generate toolpaths on flat surfaces with complex shapes using the face mill mid-pass operation. This feature, perfect for the milling of casted flanges or any other oddly shaped flat surface, automatically calculates the midline distance between the edges of a face and places a toolpath on it. For users that desire the cutter to be off-center of the flange, the operation can also create a toolpath along a shape described as the convex hull of the face. The face mill mid-pass operation can greatly improve productivity for this type of machining, eliminating the need to manually create a boundary line for the cutter to follow. This allows you to create the operation in minutes as opposed to hours. Save your in-process workpieces as faceted bodies in separate files. These models can be used for future machining operations, the creation of manufacturing planning operations, or the construction of secondary machine fixtures and jigs. These in-process workpieces can be saved at any stage during the machining process, even in the middle of an operation. Turn milling is designed to easily machine symmetric and eccentric cylindrical surfaces with high surface quality, precision, and high cutting volume. An operation subtype in the rotary milling template, turn milling is used to pre-cut cylindrical parts before finish machining with other rotary milling operation subtypes. Solid Edge Cam Pro provides cutting-edge updates that accelerate machining while bringing the power of artificial intelligence and the cloud to your machining processes.
Okay, a couple of things that you really should pay attention to is the mention of AI, or artificial intelligence, helping you select the proper tooling, proper cutting speeds based off of your inputs, based off of the knowledge it learns from the way you machine parts. And you can store that information away and leverage it on other parts. Very important in it speeds and enhances your programming, your NC programming significantly. The other here is some of the new capabilities in the roughing or offset passes. If you programmed before on NC machines, you know that if you want to, you don't cut it with the center of the tool, you cut with the outside of the tool or the edge of the tool. But if you're doing a fly cut, you have to offset that profile. It does it automatically, as mentioned in the video, saving hours of time. So that really helps you be productive and maximize your machine tools. And finally, there's what we're calling prime turning support. Being able to leverage the technology or the tools available from vendors such as Sandvik to optimize cutting speeds and feeds, so that you're again maximizing your machine tool with the proper NC code.
A lot of great stuff there and a great heritage in manufacturing here at Siemens. But one of the things we've recognized is, in addition to sort of CAM programming and NC, you have a lot of other challenges in your manufacturing operations. So for example, you need to track what's on the shop floor. You need to track and plan your execution on your shop floor. Also, you have requests for quotes and pricing tools. So you have inbound quotes. Someone's asked you for a quote. How are you keeping track of that? You have all these emails coming in. You've got a bunch of quotes in process, that kind of thing. And then you also have outbound quotes. So you're trying to get something from somebody. You got to keep track of all that. Of course, you've got the 2.5 axis you might need to be doing. Sometimes you might need to make small edits right there on the shop floor or do markups on the shop floor. Visualize your products before you create them. There's just a lot of things here that you may need to do. Keep track of the projects and their status. So we talked earlier about Kanban boards and that kind of tool. And of course, predicting product performance before production. So these are all things that it's like, okay, it's great, I have some machining, but what about all the rest of my shop floor? And I have some great news for you. There's a product that can help you with that from Siemens called ZelX. So the ZelX product is actually a collection of tools. It's all web-based, so you can run it on any device. You can even run it on your phone if you feel like it. But it covers manufacturing, operations, collaboration, design, and simulation. And so especially for small businesses, because we have deep technology stacks in design and in CAM and in CAE and so on. But often small businesses just need a smaller slice of things. You need a little CAE, you need a little CAM, you need a little this or that. And so we provide a tool in ZelX that will allow you to do that. And the great thing about ZelX is it is a super companion tool to Solid Edge. So you saw earlier a bit with the Kanban boards and sharing data and that kind of thing in Team Center Share. That's also in ZelX. But additionally, quote management, inbound and outbound quote management, for example, shop floor scheduling and keeping track of operations, all in ZelX. But we integrate between the two completely seamlessly. And because we can exchange data through a secure cloud-based technology, you're able to collaborate more effectively because you can work with people who are outside your office. And typically, a lot of folks in Mexico are working with customers or suppliers, and they're in a different geography. You can interact with them very easily using ZelX. Now, one of the things I want to point out to you, you're all very used to using Solid Edge for perhaps many years. And you've always bought Solid Edge in that way. You buy Solid Edge, a perpetual license of Solid Edge, and you buy maintenance each year. That's one way in which you can consume Solid Edge. It's the way we've been doing it for many, many years. But I mentioned earlier Solid Edge SaaS, Solid Edge Software as a Service. This is becoming the more popular way to buy Solid Edge. So in this case, you're buying it as a service, something where you have an annual fee and you continue to run Solid Edge, but it also comes with many, many benefits, like we saw the Team Center Share collaboration tools and many other tools as well. So I invite you to explore Solid Edge SaaS more completely with your partner.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the other products in the Solid Edge portfolio. As Dan mentioned, we have a very broad stack base in terms of technology that we can leverage. Value-based licensing allows you, the customer, you, to be able to use the technology you need and check it back in when you don't need it. So if you don't need simulation or wiring in a harness full time, you can just use it as you need it and check it back in. Let's listen to what the product is.
Value-based licensing, a flexible licensing option to help you with the challenges of a rapidly changing development environment. This approach allows you to discover new solid edge add-on products while increasing flexibility for you and your team. Let's have a look at how value-based licensing works, starting with the base application, Solid Edge Classic or Premium. Value-based licenses offer a fully flexible environment in which users can explore different functionalities. Companies acquire a set of tokens, which allow the running of a wide array of applications. Tokens are available in yearly subscription packs that make the add-on products available as a single shareable bundle. Tokens can be checked in and out to allow for maximum flexibility. Each add-on product consumes a defined number of tokens when in use. The total number of applications and which specific applications that can be checked out is limited by the number of tokens users have available. Value-based licensing is even more flexible when combining multiple users, each with their own desktop instead of tokens. Just imagine, a worker is confronted with a maximum token limit. By having a joint token pool, the limitation is automatically lifted as he or she is able to claim unused tokens from a colleague. In this context, it's also perfectly possible for users to use the same application simultaneously, as long as the token maximum isn't breached. Value-based licensing gives you the ability to manage costs, discover new applications, and easily scale your business. In many cases, the total investment is less than individual licenses, yet the flexibility dramatically increases regardless of whether the modules are used daily or occasionally. Value-based licensing, new for Solid Edge, offers a truly flexible, cost-effective, simple-to-scale approach that reduces risk over time and encourages users to maximally explore new possibilities.
So let me kind of unpack that a little bit and give you a better definition in terms of usage and how it's intended to be used. Assume you receive a job from a vendor or from one of your customers, and that particular job requires you to have advanced simulation capabilities. Instead of purchasing the advanced simulation add-on, you can purchase these tokens, which allow you to leverage it as needed, on an as-needed basis. You check the tokens back in and you decide to use some advanced PMI because you need that for a customer or for a project that you're working on. So this type of capability allows you to maximize your flexibility while minimizing your costs. Okay, so the value here really is the flexibility it gives you. And as I mentioned in the video, if you have 2 or 3 seats of Solid Edge, that flexibility and maximizing of available assets is enhanced greatly because now you're sharing that token pool. So these products you're seeing on the left-hand side here, Design Pro, Cloud Point Visualization, Electrical Routing, Wiring and Harness, Advanced Simulation, Express Route, all of those can be leveraged. And in many cases, they can be leveraged multiple times. So multiple users can be using the same thing. So with the token pool, it's available in 20 and 50 packs. Again, it's a yearly subscription based off of 20 or 50. Each product that you use is only consuming those tokens. So it takes 5 tokens to check out Express Route, for example. Once you're done with Express Route, you check it back in. Those 5 tokens are available for someone else to use. So you can mix and match as needed. Also, I want to talk about ZeLX. As Dan mentioned, ZeLX is a very strong tool. It's designed specifically to address certain aspects of your business, whether it's design, whether it's manufacturing, collaboration, simulation. It's the right size tool. Normally, this tool is priced at about $1,300 per user per year. We're also offering you today a discount of $99 a year per user. That's US. And if you have questions on pricing, you can reach out to Franco or to one of your channel partners that are here.
Yeah, and I suppose to be clear, the discount is not $99 off $1,300. It's $99 for the entire year.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're for the whole year.
For a whole year, yeah, $99.
Okay. For 1 year.
Yeah. Only today.
Only today. The 25 tokens is today. It's free. You'll get an email from Franco, and it'll tell you how to claim your 25 token for your business.
Yeah. So
it would be very helpful because it doesn't run without it.
So appreciate the questions, but if we could hold the questions for just 1 minute, because we're about to wrap up, and we will have time for questions.
Yeah.
So I see some folks with their cameras out. If you haven't gotten your camera out, you might want to get it out. We're going to have a couple slides here of things that you can learn more about after you leave the session. So the first is just learning more about Solid Edge 2024. And I really encourage you to do that because I visit a lot of customers, and I'll often find they're using Solid Edge the same way they used it in, 2002, and they're using the same features, and there's so much more to it. And so if you really go back and learn and invest in learning what's new, you can improve your company's productivity. You can also find it, for those of you who are not snapping, at Siemens.com, and that's very easy. It's just Solid-Edge-2024. I also invite you to learn about Siemens Hour of Engineering. This is something we only mentioned very briefly in this presentation, but it's for lower secondary school students. They don't have to know CAD. They're not learning CAD. They're learning, what do engineers do? What is it like to analyze a problem? How do I go about solving something? And it generally gets their energy going around thinking about an engineering career. And so as a community, as a world, we need to be building that next generation of engineers. And our belief is that starts in this lower secondary school level, and we've got an amazing program there, hourofengineering.com. And then, of course, you can try Solid Edge for free. Now, I know you all are Solid Edge advocates, I'm sure. But again, if you have a customer or supplier who's not using Solid Edge and they need to take a look at it, they need to understand why you're so much more productive. Well, the answer is they can try Solid Edge for free. Siemens.com, try-Solid Edge. With that, I want to bring things to a close. I want to thank you for joining us for this presentation today. I really encourage you to go home and learn more about it. Use Solid Edge differently this year than you did last year, and unleash the power of intelligent product design. Thank you.
Thanks.
Perfecto. Bueno, pues muchas gracias, Richard, Dan. Y bueno, como ustedes podrán ver, el portafolio está orientado a soportar un proceso completo de desarrollo de nuevos productos. Mencionaron temas como, la parte de diseño, chapa metálica, estructuras, obviamente la parte de visualización, ¿no? El rendimiento es muy importante. La herramienta al final está pensada para que ustedes puedan incorporar y aplicar todo ese tiempo, las ideas que tienen, justamente en desarrollar, no en preocuparse en la herramienta. La parte de simulación, diseño eléctrico, la parte de colaboración y todos estos conceptos que nos permiten al final pues desarrollar y comunicar nuestras ideas de manera más eficiente. Cerrar, con algunas promociones. Por ahí mencionaban el precio de la herramienta Select, colaboración, y pues también la parte de tokens que se les va a hacer llegar a todos ustedes por asistir. Esa es una pues promoción, un beneficio que van a tener todos los que nos hicieron el favor de acompañarnos. Entonces, yo los invito, vamos a tener a continuación, se me ayudan a poner la agenda, un pequeño break. Tenemos aquí afuera bebidas, alimentos, tenemos un equipo extendido de colaboradores. Cualquier pregunta que tengan de lo que se acaba de mostrar, algo que tengan alguna inquietud, por favor, háganoslo saber para poder apoyarnos. Vamos a tener entonces un pequeño break de 15 minutos y regresamos con casos de éxito, historias de nuestros clientes para poder conocer qué han hecho, cómo lo han hecho y planes al futuro. ¿Vale? Entonces tomamos 15 minutos y bueno, cualquier cosa estamos para servirles. Muchas gracias.